So we now have a major problem. According to reports, we are now hearing that President Zelensky of Ukraine is demanding either nuclear weapons or they are included into NATO. Now, I want to explain what's going on here, but this is why many are saying the global threats around the world are intensifying. This not only includes Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Iran and China, but the United States as well. Today I want to break down what's happening, what NATO is saying, what they are doing, which is coming up this week in just a handful of days, but what President Trump is also asking for as well. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So global security has become the big question. What are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? Is the United States going to step in? Are we going to provide additional support and military assistance? What are we going to do? Well, here's the problem, and I want to show you this. This is something we have heard from many officials, people in the Pentagon, people in the White House. This is what they've been saying for a couple of years now. Look at this. It says U.S. weapons are not good enough to take on Russia's nuclear threat. This is according to a Pentagon official. Now, here's the problem. This isn't the first time we've heard it. What we have heard from Pentagon officials, from the White House, from many leaders here in the United States, is that our arsenal has been depleted. We don't have enough people in our armed forces. I talked about this just the other day and saying how there's a good chance that women are going to be forced to enlist. They're going to be forced to register for selective service. Okay, men are already forced to do that, but now it's automatic. Where you turn 18, you're already registered for selective service. It's not you should do it. It's automatic. And it's because we need more people in the military. Not only that, the Pentagon has actually walked back some of their restrictions and are making it easier, more accessible for people to get in. You could be a little bit overweight. You could be, maybe your eyesight isn't as good. Maybe you have other conditions that before would make you ineligible for military. Now, it doesn't. So, more people are now eligible. But here's the big one, okay? And the reason I bring this up is because our weapons are not good enough. Well, guess what? Not only are our weapons not good enough, according to this Pentagon official, but we don't have enough. Our military fleet has been depleted, okay? We have, Navy ships over in the, trying to fight off the Yemen Houthis. We have, U.S. contractors in Israel and Ukraine. We have military personnel over in the Middle East, right? We're spread out. And now President-elect Donald Trump wants to use U.S. military to conduct a mass deportation event. But here's the problem. We don't have enough. But look at this. And I really want to show you this. This is what's happening this coming week. NATO and Ukraine are going to hold an emergency talk after Russia's hypersonic missile attack. But what is this talk going to what's the purpose? Okay, what are they hoping to accomplish here? Well, I want to show you this. It says NATO and Ukraine are to hold emergency talks on Tuesday next week after an attack with intermediate range Oreshnik missile hit a military facility in central Ukraine. The event was an escalation of the war, which Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk has said is entering a decisive phase and taking on very dramatic dimensions as it nears 33 months in duration. Okay, here's what you need to know. What is NATO planning on doing? Why are NATO and Ukraine going to hold these emergency talks? Well, in order to really understand that, you need to understand what has happened before. Look at this right here. It says recently, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky armed international audiences by alluding to the prospect of Ukraine's nuclear rearmament. Now, here's the thing. Ukraine doesn't have any nuclear weapons. But why? Well, it says addressing a European Council meeting in Brussels on October 17th, Zelensky invoked Ukraine's decision to surrender nuclear weapons inherited from the Soviet Union in exchange for security commitments from nuclear states, the United States, United Kingdom, and Russia. Okay, recorded in the 1994 Budapest Memorandum. It says the Budapest Memorandum commitments failed spectacularly to prevent Russian aggression against Ukraine. So, how does Ukraine provide for its security? It says Zelensky outlined two options. Either Ukraine will have nuclear weapons and then it will be a defense for us, or Ukraine will be in NATO. NATO countries are not at war today. All people are alive in NATO countries, and that is why we choose NATO over nuclear weapons. Keep in mind that the Biden administration has already discussed this, okay? They've already discussed giving Ukraine back their nuclear weapons, because as of right now, it looks like it's highly unlikely that NATO is going to allow Ukraine to join. Well, that's one of the things that Russia doesn't want. Russia does not want Ukraine to join NATO because now NATO countries are just closer to Russia. And again, an attack on one NATO country would be an attack on all NATO countries. This would include the United States. This is one of the reasons why an attack from Russia to Poland to pretty much eliminate our missile defense system, that would be an attack on NATO. Okay? So again, that's the problem. Russia cannot pretty much disrupt and eliminate our missile defense system. If they do, and they strike within Poland, that would be an attack on NATO. And then it would likely be a world war. Now, here's what you need to know. I want to read a little bit more of this to you. It says, on the same day, Zelensky revealed that he had delivered a similar message to presidential candidate Donald Trump during his visit to the United States in late September, and added that Trump responded that his reasoning made sense. Now it does. Okay, what President Zelensky is asking for Ukraine absolutely makes sense. That either give us our nuclear weapons, okay, so that we can defend ourselves, or we are included into NATO. Here's the thing. President-elect Donald Trump is considering a massive move. And his move is, what NATO is going to do is block Ukraine from joining NATO, and it will be a bar of potentially like 20 years or something like that. But again, this will be long enough that Vladimir Putin probably won't be alive. Donald Trump probably won't be alive. Biden won't be alive. So all these people are not going to be here in 20 years. Okay? But the reason why he's doing this is because Donald Trump wants to give Russia the Donbas region of Ukraine. Give them the Donbas region, which they've already pretty much taken over. Obviously, give them the regions that they've already annexed into Russia. Give them that. Then Ukraine will have the rest of the country, and that's what Ukraine will, support and protect. But at the same time, if Ukraine does that, gives Russia the Donbas region, the United States will step in, continue to provide support militarily and financially, and we'll just go on about our way. But Russia has to pull out completely out of Russia or out of Ukraine. So we're going to see what happens, but right now, Ukraine wants answers. Either give them additional support, give them additional weaponry so that they can actually defend their country against Russia, or the U.S. has to step in. Okay? So we're going to see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is U.S. officials are warning that there are very serious threats around the world, not only for other countries, but for the United States as well. So as we get more information on this, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.